Welcome to this episode of the She Scales podcast, where I'm super excited to bring on our new guest today. Our guest is Bree Kane. She's an incredible woman, very inspirational woman, and she has been her program, Mom to VA. She has been scaling not just her own businesses, but helping mums to be able to quit their job, find an income online, and build their own profitable business by becoming a VA. I've watched Brie go from her first ever program or offer that she joined through to scaling into this hugely successful business. And what I love about Brie is that while she has hit incredible highs, which we'll talk about, she also hasn't changed who she is. And I really love that she shows up really authentically. You can go to her page on any given day and see the biggest smile, the happiest woman on her farm with her horses and her chickens and her family, which is why she started the business. So really excited to share like this incredible story with you. Bree, welcome.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. And what a beautiful introduction. Oh my gosh.
Get people to introduce you who've seen your whole journey, right?
Seriously, though, I mean, yeah, we connected when I literally didn't even have a business. I was just starting to build it.
Amazing. So take us right me back. For the listeners, you can do your own intro. Do you want to give us a little spiel and overview about who you are, what you do, how you help people?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Bree, and I always lead with I'm a mom of three. I'm a mom first and foremost, and that's exactly how and why I found myself in entrepreneurship. And I think my story probably starts like a lot of us, where we grew up in the day and the age where the internet and the options and availability of opportunity were not what they were. So it was go to college, get a good job, get the raises and the promotions. And that's what defines your success and your worth. And I did that thing. But I had my first baby. And I was like, wait a second, maybe this isn't what I really want. But who am I without that career? So I did go back to work after my first baby. I only made it 3 months though. And I literally cried every day. I was like, this is not why I wanted to be a mom. But coming home and not having that career, it was like a rebirth of identity as woman and even just stepping into motherhood. And so my business journey actually started out in direct sales. It was a very kind of low cost, low risk way to flex some of those muscles that have then been so successful in scaling my own business. And I did it for about 5 years. I saw success, got to speak on stage, made really good friends. I hit the number one spot in sales in the company. But the commissions for that was literally our monthly grocery bill as a family of five. So it was not the vibe. And my husband had said, he's like, hey, all that time and energy that you're putting into someone else's business, what if you did that to your own? It's like, well, that's an amazing idea, but what in the world do I do? And that's about kind of the time that we came into each other's worlds too, Sarah, was this like, I want to be in business of my own, but like, oh my gosh, where do I start? What do I do? Da da da. And so I started just investing. I knew that to run a successful company, a successful business, there were skills that I didn't know that I needed to learn. And I went all in. And I leveraged resources that I had. It's not like I had thousands of dollars to invest in mentorship. I found ways to do it. I put it on a credit card. I went first. I did what I knew I needed to do to scale my own company. And it took about 6 months of learning. I felt like I was in college, investing, showing up in programs where like kind of the phase where we met. And I earned $132 total in 6 months. And it's like, oh crap. Maybe people would have given up, but I was like, there's just more things I need to learn. And at that time, actually, the mentor that we were both working with, I had asked her, I'm like, oh, like kind of feeling this edge here. Like, I'm not quitting, I'm not giving up, but like, what do I do? And she had said, be resourceful. And I was like, okay, like if I need to go work on Friday evenings and like wait tables, like I'm just gonna do what it takes. Like I'm not giving up because I see women earning 30K plus a month and like, why that can be me. I know it can be me. It was about that time of just the activation of being resourceful. I mean, I was applying to jobs left and right, like whatever I needed to do to bring in money to continue my growth, my education, like help, contribute financially to my family. I found the virtual assistant industry. And I found it and I was like, what is this? Like, this is everything I'd been looking for in motherhood, consistent, tangible income. You book one virtual assistant client, you're with them for years, assuming it's a good fit. Not like, in direct sales, it's like this, month after month, depending on if people buy or join. And so in my first full month as a VA, I hit 5K. I was like, this is amazing. Like, oh my gosh. People started asking, what are you doing? How did you do that? I was like, oh, here we go. Here we go. I've been studying how to like support people in business like on this level. And so I built Mom to VA and it's been almost 18 months now. And I've supported nearly 300 VAs in launching, booking out, and scaling their VA businesses to 5K plus months. Although I've had clients hit like 20K months in their VA business. And since then too, which I think is the fun part of business is, and I'm sure you've seen this too, is you have clients who crush it and they're like, I want to go deeper. I want to go further. And so it's like you almost create the next thing for them. So now I also help entrepreneurs scale their businesses by building self-sustaining team that runs the day-to-day of their business for them, as well as, the scalable offer suite, everything else that goes into it. But it's just this beautifully like holistic synergy. Like I get to help the VAs, but then I help the entrepreneurs and it all just like feeds into each other. So it's been such a fun journey.
Oh my God, I love that. You've got this whole like ecosystem that is forming.
Yeah, it's so fun.
And so we're what, 18 months in? How long are you saying?
Yeah, I mean, so we connected back in the fall of 2022, and that was at the time where I was investing, but it's kind of still figuring out what I wanted to do and, offers, like what it would look like. And then I launched Mom to VA January 2023. So yeah, 18 months.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But now look at you now. I've watched such like incredible things. And one of the things that I really love about you is it's not about like, let me get this flashy thing, this or this new Range Rover, that or a Porsche, or some of the things that are popular marketing things or purchases. Whereas
Yeah.
I just want to live on my farm with my chickens and my horses, and it's more about quality time with your family.
Yeah,
Tell me more
absolutely.
about that. You've got three little ones that they appreciated mom being at home. Do they like grasp how cool mom is yet, or a bit young to understand that?
Yeah. So they are newly turned 7, 5, and 3. So pretty young. And I think they're just starting to. I remember Harper, my oldest, she had said, oh, like she made a comment about Mom to VA. And I'm like, how do you know about Mom to VA? And she's like, she had asked one of my friends, his name Cami. She's like, does Cami work for Mom to VA too? And I was like, actually, that's my company, honey. Like, so I don't know if they quite grasp it, but they're starting to be aware of like the things that I do and how I help people, which
Oh
is
my
pretty
God, she's
cute.
going to be in the classroom at school pitching your program to the other moms. You've got
Right?
these sales ambassadors just going around.
I know. Oh my gosh, so funny. It is funny. Like it makes me think too. I'm like, man, all of her friends, moms, are probably like ideal client types too. Like,
Oh my God.
hilarious.
You stumbled on something that is such like a common need, and that so many women have got that fear, not just about, how long to take off, how much is the right amount of time to spend with the little one versus how much do they put themselves behind, because good old corporate pressure.
Right.
The longer you're out of the game, the more fear there is about coming back.
Hmm.
And like you say, when you come back, adjusting, then you've got this a little one at home, and it's not my story, but this is someone else explained to me, like feeling the mom guilt of being back in work and wanting to be in an environment where you've got like an identity away from the family and you've got like this purpose and things, but equally that's where your heart lies.
Yeah.
So you've created this avenue for people where they literally get the best of both worlds.
Literally. I mean, that's exactly it. It's like kind of the movement that I've built around that is just redefining what's possible in motherhood and that we get to have it all. We don't have to choose between our kids or ourselves, between being home with our kids or having a career. Like, and I mean, the VA industry is just so cool too, because like so many, like me and my clients, we'd been stay-at-home moms for 5+ years, and you get to leverage your professional background, even if it has been years. Like my first VA role, she hired me as her director of operations, which I like almost was I'm like, I've never had an operations type role in my career. I've done, really kick-ass things in my career before kids, but it had been years. I'm like, it doesn't, it's like you get to use what you have and create this freedom and be really unapologetic about the fact that you are home with kids and this is why you're a VA. And the clients love it. Because you think about it too, like we start our businesses because we want freedom. That doesn't change for any business owner. And so they respect that in the VA too. Like, awesome. Like, this is why you're doing it. Let's go.
Yeah, I love this. Really interesting as well to hear more about your background before, because this is all new things that I'm learning. So I love that. It's been a
Yeah.
little bit of leadership, a little bit of sales, all coming together now to help you build this company and be able to impact so many more people.
Yeah.
And do you get a lot of people who have also come from a corporate background?
Yeah. I would say about half of the clients I've supported or am supporting in Mom to VA, half are in 9 to 5s who want to be home with their kids, and half of them are stay-at-home moms who maybe have tried direct sales or even they've launched a VA business, but they're not booking clients or they're not scaling it how they want to.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of half and half. It's like, whether you want to come home to your kids or you want to stay home with your kids, like this is an amazing avenue.
Was there a moment where, like the first moment perhaps that you were at home with the little ones and there's like something that happened that you're like, I'm so grateful I took this route? Was it something that you were able to learn or be present for that you might have missed that you were just like, oh my God, like I'm never turning back again?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember so vividly because like the first 3 months I did go back to work. So I would drop Harper off at daycare. And I just remember one of the first days that I was home. We lived in Colorado at the time and it was snowing. And it was those first. It was like I just remember bundling her up and taking her outside. I'm like, I get to be here for her first like snow. And like I just remember taking pictures and I was like, I never want to miss a first again. And I don't have to. So that's so it's not a like fancy or extravagant moment, but I just remember that feeling of like, I'm here for the first. This is so cool.
Ah, I love that. Snow is so special as well. You get super cute photos.
They're, they're so cute. All
All
kids are
wrapped
cute.
up in little hats and scarves and hoods. Oh, bless.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
bring us forward now to present day. We're crazy that we're in June, halfway through 2024.
So
What is the future looking like for you? What's big vision Bree now?
yeah, so it's pretty wild because once you hit your first success milestone and then they happen again, it's almost just like this, wait, if that's possible, what else is possible? And I've had so many just stories in my business journey, it's like my first 5K month after working at it for like 6 months, and then it happened just like boom, like almost falling from the sky. And then after that, it was like my first 30K month. That was my next big milestone. And that happened, maybe 6 months later, July 2023. So 7 months. And kind of just one of those quantum, like my revenue doubled in 30 days. And then I had in January, I had 100K cash month. And it is the same thing of just like dropping from the sky, like revenue doubled in 1 month. And I think it just goes to show like it's like as big as we can dream and align our identity and our moves with is like literally as big as we can go. Like it literally starts here. And so it's kind of in this now. I'm like, man, like what else is possible? Um, yeah. So I'm working on my first 200K month. I plan to speak on global stages. However, I feel like that will come naturally as I just keep doing wild and crazy things in business and really just paving the way for other, not just moms, but women who they don't want to wait for logical results. They want like the unrealistic, the let's double our revenue in 30 days. And we don't have to stress about how and when and why. Like we move and trust and show up as that and it happens.
Love that. So many exciting things.
Yeah.
I see a book in your future as well.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
So
Definitely on the list.
it was one of the first books that I read when I was getting into entrepreneurship because I'm a big like listen to all the podcasts, listen to all the books kind of person rather than YouTube.
Yeah.
And there was a book from Rachel Rogers, and she talked about, so I love her, Hello Seven.
Yes.
And she talked about her journey going from corporate lawyer to starting her online business, and then gave like various different sort of like modules per chapter kind of thing. But I
Yeah.
see you doing the same sort of thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely part of the plan for sure. Yeah, I can't wait. And
Mom to seven.
that's what's that?
Mom to seven.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Yes.
Woo! I'm excited. I'll definitely be seeing your face on a book one day. I know it. I still got you. Yeah, here she is. Super, super exciting. So your family are, where are you in US?
I'm in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right in the middle.
Uh, always be there, always based there. I think you'll move around.
No, we have moved a ton actually with my husband's career, which is another reason why, one, being home with the kids is amazing. He travels for work too. And just I can take my business anywhere with me. So we met in Washington State, we lived in Colorado, we were in Texas for 4 years, and we actually should, you never know, but we should be put in Minnesota for quite a while. And we live in a tiny little town, and it's like best schools, best community. We bought a project property sight unseen when we moved here, and I've been fixing it up, and it's like turning into this just dream farm. So I'm like, I don't want to leave. It's amazing.
Ah, exciting. So you've just finished getting it just how you want it. And then it's like,
Yeah.
time to go.
Right. I know that would be devastating. Nope, this is
How
a dream.
incredible. It's literally
Yeah.
build your dream life, build your dream house, and dream
Hmm.
family life. Hello. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's been many, many successes along the way, but tell us some of the things that either came up that you weren't expecting or struggles that you had to move through. I know you mentioned that first 6 months where you were like, I earned $100 in like 6 months.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people would have either give up or said it's too hard or just been overwhelmed with information. Has there,
Yeah.
I'll let you touch on that again, but was there other stages along the way? Have you found that it's been in different phases or seasons for you? Or is it like once eventually the penny dropped, that then it's been rolling since?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would say that like this is both sides. One of the reasons that my business has grown so fast is I'm very aggressive about forward facing investments in mentorship, team, like I basically set my business up to hold my goals versus the business I have now. And so, in that is I've invested a ton into mentorship and support. And I think holding the nervous system through the investments with like the aligned just trust and like moving at the business that I want to have. But that's definitely been an edge. And I've had, many investments. What actually my first like big coaching investment. It was a 10K program. It was an awful experience. Like one of those key examples, not the one we were talking about. This was far before that. It was just amazing marketing, amazing sales process. And then you get into the container and you're like, what is this? Like this person is mean. They gaslight, like coaching is like gaslighting. And like half of the people that had invested around the same time, like left early and there was like a class action lawsuit. Like it was bananas.
Wow.
And it was like my first big investment too. So kind of navigating that was honestly a lot. I hired I hired a trauma informed coach to like help me process that too because I felt shame and guilt and like but I still didn't make it mean anything about that path not being meant for me. And I look back now on all the investments and see that they've all compounded. Like you might not see it working at the time, but you look back and you're like, and even it's like the things to do and the things not to do are just as invaluable. And then I
Yeah.
think the other big lesson is that entrepreneurship, it brings all the emotions and feelings for our clients too. And to not like take projections personally, to give them the tools, the resources, the support, but also the activation that, they have to show up for the program as well. And just kind of holding the leadership, the boundaries around that. I mean, I'm definitely more of the like good girl, like people pleaser growing up. And so that's been a big learning lesson is like kind of stepping into my CEO leadership and identity and holding some of those boundaries where before I'm like, oh, like, yeah, I'll bend over backwards. Like, so that's been a big lesson too. Absolutely. And good contracts, always have good contracts in place.
Yeah, well, that's it on the boundaries thing, knowing when you've done enough that is your capacity without being that sort of like need to do everything, because at the same time, in order to be able to support more people, there's only so much that you can give per person. It's about finding that right balance that isn't going to leave your candle completely burnt out. And
Absolutely.
encourages someone to like want to move forward as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's almost too like you disempower your clients if they don't learn their own leadership, self-leadership too. It's
Yeah.
a fine balance for sure.
You mentioned that they're getting the contracts in place. So has there been a few hard lessons before you were like, that needs to be a non-negotiable?
Yes. Well, like Mom to BA, yeah, absolutely. Mom to BA started out like I did the founding cohort and it was, most of them were people that were in my community, so I knew them. So I was like terrible to even say, but I didn't even have a contract for the founding cohort. And then I remember I after the founding cohort, like they crushed it. It was amazing. And so I used their, leverage their testimonials and social proof to sell the program at a higher investment and, kind of refined the deliverables to give clients what they needed to succeed. And it was like one of the first few people that enrolled. She was a pay in full. It's like, yes, it's, amazing at the new price point. And then she actually had, I mean, it was just pure life stuff, which I always, want to honor and respect that too. But she had just life stuff come up and she asked for a full refund. And I'm like, crap, like I don't even have a contract that outlines like how this scenario would go. And so, I always wanted to do right and did what I felt was right in that situation. But I was like, I need a contract ASAP, like all future clients going forward.
Yeah, especially when you start getting visible to people outside of your community, and now you've got new people coming in who
Exactly.
there's no relationship with or trust with yet.
Hmm.
So yeah, love that you brought that up because it's so, so important. You can afford to get away with like hot messy in the beginning, but as you're scaling, tightening up the ship, plugging the
Yeah.
leaks, are you being like efficient, streamlined, and is everything? There's going to be a few costly mistakes along the
Hmm.
way, but that's how
Hmm.
we learn.
Yep, absolutely.
And make sure not to do them again in future. So
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, those learning lessons are inevitable. And I think it's just what makes us a better leader.
yeah, even that first investment that you mentioned, there could have been a lot of people that reacted to that and said, I want nothing to do with the space, this industry. If that's my first experience, that's
Mhm.
created such a memorable, not in a great way, experience, and almost tar all of the investments with that, or said, well, like, clearly I'm not cut out for this. Whereas you were like, no, it's had an effect, an impact, obviously, but
Mhm.
that you've committed to carry on going and like
Mhm.
throw yourself back in the deep end. So
Yeah.
it takes courage.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Would you find what sort of skills would you say are most important, along with courage, for people as they're scaling?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I would say, I'm like, is this a skill? Less is more. I think as we start thinking about scaling, we think about, oh, the millions of things we have to do and ideas and offers and funnels and da da da. But instead, it's like, can you look at what's working and how to refine and optimize that? And that was a lesson that I had in my business too, as last fall was really when things just started popping, went from, consistent like 20 to 30K months to, 50, 60, 70K, 100K months. And I started adding all these things, adding team, offers. I started a VA agency and then it was like, wait a second, like this is way too much. And so kind of my lesson for 2024 is less is more and kind of trimming and going all in on just a couple core things. Um, so I think if you translate that to a skill, it's like blinders on, being able to know how and what to focus on without shiny object syndrome. Or I even caught myself over the weekend where I'm my higher level mastermind is rebranding, repricing, and it's a little, it's always an edge when you step into something new like that. And I found myself creating busy work around the offer instead of actually like selling the offer and like prepping the offer. So that kind of goes in with that skill set too of just like blinders on, like do what you got to do, focus on what's working and, keep the
Yeah.
noise and distractions out.
So attention in the right places,
Mhm.
knowing what's shiny object syndrome, but a distraction.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what actually matter because there will always be new distractions, plenty of shiny objects.
Absolutely. 100%.
I can 100% be guilty of all the shiny things. The extra
Yep.
in me is like, oh, 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 oh.
Even the like if when you're online, like, all the like you're on Instagram, everyone's selling something and it's always like the one right way to do things. And even that's like a blinders on because I'm like, I love learning. I don't know if you follow human design. I'm a 1-3 Manny-gen, sacral Manny-gen. So I'm always learning. I make decisions really quickly and multi-passionate. And so I've had to learn that about myself is that I want to do all the things, but I can't. I have to stop myself. I can't do all the things.
Mm, I love that. I don't know a huge amount about human design, but I know that I'm the 1%.
Wait, are you a reflector?
Yeah.
No way. I think you're the first reflector I've ever met.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
oh.
That is so
So
cool.
initially when I read through it, I was like, oh, I'm not sure because the qualities sounded more of an introvert sort of personality. And I was like, no. But actually, the more that people that I've come to meet and who I've become as a business owner versus who I was in corporate sales, actually, it is a lot more on the money because I don't now feel the need to be the one that is lighting up the room. I will step back and observe everybody else.
Mm,
And I can be a bit of a, not, I don't consciously change, but I just mirror whoever I'm around
whoa.
and help people to see either themselves or the conversation in a way that they perhaps hadn't before. So I'm just like, I'm just going to share that back to you in a different angle. And I was like, oh, I say that all the time.
Oh
So
my gosh. I mean, if you think about the reflectors who have literally gone on to change the world, like what a powerful, like,
so I need to find out what my number things are on my
yeah,
go digging into
it-
that.
it's so
I'll
fun.
be after and be like, right, Brie, here is how I'm going
Yeah,
to
send it
work.
over. Send it over. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. I legit got the goosebumps when you said that. Like, what? A reflector in the wild.
Yeah. Do you know what it was? It was when I was earlier on in my business, and I'd got a friend who was a business coach who was big into, as she would say, the woo woo.
Yeah.
And it was a time where I was like in a plateau, like I'd had a good run, but just I was in my, this is where the starting formed of main character energy. And it came from a season of feeling just like I was in a good work focus, but that I wasn't living my life and my soul wasn't there. And
Yeah.
I was unhappy and I was checking social media for inspiration. But obviously, the more you check on social media, the more overwhelmed you get. And
Mhm.
I was just, my creativity bucket was empty. So I
Yeah.
was going through the motions, things were ticking over, but it wasn't growing. And I was kind of losing a bit of me in the process. So I was confiding in her. And she was like, Sarah, will you are the woo, you just haven't accepted you're the woo. And I was like, I'm not the woo, I'm logical. I'm all about the strategy. And she was just, but I'd tell her a lot about like intuitive things that had happened. Like, oh, because I can text people and check in to be like, hey, you okay? And they're like, no, how did you know? And this
Yeah.
happens quite a lot.
Well, it reminds me of what we were talking about too
First thing that we've
earlier.
got on our call today, and you're just like, so
Yeah.
you're intuitive reacher.
Yeah, you were very correct.
But explaining to her, and she was like, Sarah, you are the woo, you just won't accept you're the woo. She was like, she's
Wow.
really into human design. So she was like, give me your birth details. At least for me, let me go find out what it is. And so when she typed it in, she was like,
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Oh my gosh. I'm like, I know a celebrity. Sarah's a reflector.
If you're listening to this and you're big into human design, by all means, come and share some goodness with me. But I'm going to go and figure out what my numbers are to
Yeah.
make sense of it. So
Yeah, send it to me. Oh, that's so cool.
I'm always into new ways to like define yourself. So one of the first things was, the Enneagram numbers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I remember doing that earlier in my business, and because that's not a huge thing in the UK, I
Mm.
remember looking at that, and it was writing my very first website text, and it was like Libra, dog lover, wine lover, travel lover, Enneagram, and so I did it.
Okay.
And but I researched what my number came out as, and I found loads of articles about how that number on women is seen as undesirable.
Oh.
I'm
Oh. We were like, well, I'm not attaching with that
like,
identity.
I thought about that on
What
my
the
website.
heck?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Because number 8 is the challenger, the woman who's too much, too direct,
Oh,
obviously,
ooh,
says it
that
how
sounds
it is.
powerful though. It's like when you own the power, it's probably extremely desirable.
So yeah, it's not dishonorable, but she gets shit done. So
Yeah, she does. Watch out, world.
yeah, so I'll be messaging you after when I figure out what my reflector numbers are. But how
So
else?
excited. That's so cool.
So what does the future hold for Brie? We're going to see you on stages. We're going to see you in books, which is super, super exciting.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what I realized too? I've been thinking about this a lot of I yes, I want to go travel the world and speak on stages. You will see me on the Today Show someday, but I also want freedom. I just see myself so clearly like riding my horse in the middle of the day and looking at my phone and it's just popping with enrollments and just the business is growing and that really just feels so resonant and true for me right now. And that's also what I want to help my clients do. Like, oh, like we're moms, like we want freedom, but not even just moms, everyone wants freedom.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I want to do all the things, but I don't want to be too busy. Like, I don't want to lose sight of like the farm that we're building, which is the whole reason that I wanted to start my business in the first place to help fund that faster.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So you'll see me on stages around the world, but you're also just going to see me riding my horse in the middle of the day and celebrating new enrollments while I'm riding. Or maybe I'll be coaching my clients from the horse. That would be so cool.
Which is a refreshing contrast from the bubble bath that we're used to seeing on.
Yeah. That will be it. Instead of the Bubble Bath
For
Chronicles.
my clients from my horse.
I'll do lives from the horse. That actually sounds so cool. Oh my gosh.
Yes, I love it. And I think
God.
that's one of the things is why I was thinking about Rachel Rodgers is that her big thing, it wasn't to be this global star per se, even though that she is now. It was that she wanted to spend time on her ranch because she had always dreamed of having a ranch. So when she'd got it, she was like, that is my home. That is where I want to spend my time with my family. I want to do cool stuff, but I want to come home.
Yeah. Yeah. We want freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
Oh,
that.
this is so exciting. I've absolutely loved watching your journey. It's just been
Oh.
incredible because you're definitely someone who is like always in her good energy, isn't overly fussed about it, everything looking like perfect or overly scripted, or you're just like, I've got this idea, or I'm out for a walk, or here we go, here's me and the chickens, we're just going.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Moving fast, but not perfect.
And creating like the valuable content within carousels, but also like the the quick messy action. The
Mhm.
I've got this idea or I've got this thought and I'm just going to record it and get it out rather than being
Yeah.
overly attached to something that is overly beautified.
So true. Absolutely. It's like
Oh,
repetition. The more you practice moving fast and having it not be perfect, the better you're going to move fast and have it be really freaking good.
yeah. Oh, so we're going to see the Mom to VA movement global. Do you have people from all over the world?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we do. All over. We have Africa, Vietnam, St. Thomas, South Africa. Did I already say that? I don't know. But yeah, we have people all over. It's so
Yeah.
cool. I love it.
Oh my God, a whole online community, online movement of moms who are finding their freedom and building their finances. Whoop, whoop. Oh, we still got you. Here she is.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, I've absolutely loved this, Brie. It's been like such a joy having you on, just getting to hear your whole story from before you got started through to now, where you are now, just scaling even bigger and bigger in heights. And the world is your oyster. We'll get
Yeah.
to see the farm coming to life, but also you creating literally global impact, helping moms across the world.
Yes, absolutely. 100%. All of that. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for having me on.
All good. Is there a parting message that you would like for the listeners of She Scales?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is just I think I've heard the statistic. It's like people only claim 2 to 5% of what they really want. And so my activation and encouragement to you is to dream bigger. Like what you want to build a seven-figure business, stop settling for 10K months. Like you can do whatever you set your mind to, but it has to start in your mind. It's just like the house that we're sitting in right now or wherever you're at the coffee shop that started in someone's mind. They thought of it, they built a blueprint, then they built the foundation, and then they decorated all the pretty stuff inside. So I want you to just envision and dream like that your biggest, boldest, freedom fueled life. Like, what does that look like? And then start building the blueprints, build the foundation. Like it starts here and just go big, claim and own it all.
Oh, I love that. That's so exciting. People are going to be listening to this like, yeah, okay, I'm going to go take action right now.
Yes, go get it.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Brie. Where can we find you on Instagram?
Yeah, so my handle is at Hey, it's Brie Cain. So that's HeyItsBreCain. Send me a message. I want to hear what you loved, what resonated, any questions that you have. I can't wait to connect.
Yeah, and I'll drop her link in the show notes underneath here as well so that you can go find her, binge her content, see the farm, see her awesome smile. And thank you so much for Brie for coming on.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. So much fun.
Thank you. And for the listeners, we shall see you next week inside the next episode of She Scales. I'll see you soon.